All right, it is week 18 of the NFL season, the final week of the regular season here in the NFL. And we're going to be predicting every single game. We've predicted every single regular season game so far this year in the NFL. And of course, we got to do week 18 as well. I know some of these games are meaningless, but it will give us an opportunity to talk about some stupid games with some backups and draft picks on the line, obviously. And there are obviously some big games as well. The 4 big games are right here on the screen. The Cincinnati Bengals taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Actually, there's 5, but I didn't include the 5th, whatever. Pittsburgh Steelers, Cincinnati Bengals, that's on Saturday. We've got the Carolina Panthers taking on the Atlanta Falcons, that's kind of big. Tampa Bay Buccaneers taking on the Saints, that's a really big game. And obviously on Sunday Night Football between the Minnesota Vikings and the Detroit Lions. The other game that's big too is the New York Football Jets taking on the Miami Dolphins. I don't understand the line in that football game, we'll get to that one later. And real quick before I get into the video, folks, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below for more. Again, weekly NFL predictions here on the channel. I will say this out the way right now. Is 11:35. Okay, you're seeing this video. You can't see my phone, but just trust me. It's 11:35, right? Here, look at this. Oh, that didn't show up. Okay, that's awkward. There, it's 11:35. Okay, so just trust me on that. It's 11:35. And you're seeing this again at about 5 o'clock on New Year's Day. I'm recording this, on New Year's Eve. Now, like if you hear, fireworks, that's what's happening. I'm probably gonna have like 5 times in this video where I go, oh, it's just, fireworks. So just be on the lookout for that. Now, my favorite fighter of all time would probably say recording at 11:35 on New Year's Eve would be Nerd Inversion activity. And I swear to you, that's not what I am, legitimately. I'm just dedicated to the game, So this is what I do for you guys. I'm grinding at 11:35 at night in front of my computer and pumping out NFL predictions. I'm joking. That's not for like pity or anything. That was just a complete joke. Regardless, this is what we're doing. So let's get it going. NFL predictions here for week 18. And folks, also make sure to go check out our daily college basketball predictions, best bets on the channel, our daily NBA predictions, as well as our college football predictions that are dropping tomorrow for the next round of the college football playoffs. It is the Final Four. I'm recording this again after the Penn State-Boise game. So Penn State's in the Final Four. Who will join them? I mean, you probably know by now, but I'm recording this the night before, so I don't know. So make sure you're going to join us tomorrow for that. So also, by the way, guys, when it does hit New Year's at probably, what time's that going to be here on the video? That's going to be at the 26-minute mark, give or take. It'll probably be timestamped. We're going to have a little New Year's celebration because this is how I'm celebrating my New Year's. Anyways, yeah. Okay. I enjoy doing this. I don't know. Okay. Let's do it. Our first game, we go to Baltimore, Maryland. We've got the Baltimore Ravens taking on the Cleveland Browns. Give me the Ravens. All right, minus 17.5. What are they, money line? Minus 2,000? Yeah, they're winning. The Ravens need to win this game for the division. They will officially, I believe, lock down the division with the victory. If I'm not mistaken, they completely lock it down with the win. Yes, they completely lock it up with a victory. So now that can change Pittsburgh's approach to playing the Cincinnati game. I don't think there's really a doubt in anybody's mind that the Ravens aren't beating this horrible Cleveland Browns team, and I don't entirely know how the Steelers are approaching this game against Cincinnati because they are in the playoffs regardless. Now, can they fall to 7? I know they can fall to 6. Can they fall to 7? No, they beat the Broncos, so they can't. Okay, so we'll get to Pittsburgh in a minute here with Cincinnati, but at worst, the Pittsburgh Steelers dropped to 6th. So I don't know if they're going to be playing this game or not. I personally would really want to play the Houston Texans. So if I'm Pittsburgh, I'm trying to win that game against the Bengals and not resting my guys. But I understand it. The Los Angeles Rams have taken a completely different approach to that. We will get to the Rams-Seahawks game later. But in this game, guys, is there any doubt in anybody's mind that the Ravens aren't winning this game? They're beating the Cleveland Browns. This won't be that close of a football game at all. The Ravens are 10 times the team the Browns are. The Browns are just bad. They're 3-13. Dorian Thompson-Robinson, don't know why he's starting. It should be Jameis Winston. The one thing that we can point out the Browns, great job this season, Jerry Jeudy. Give it up to Jerry Jeudy. He's been great. He's 5th right now in, the receiving yards leaders in the NFL. So good on Jerry Jeudy. I can't say much else for the rest of this team. They were just bad this year. Were they better with Deshaun? No. They weren't, no matter who played quarterback. I'll make the case they were best with Jameis Winston. They were. They're probably going to run it back next year with Deshaun, right? Them losing this game, it drops them to what? 3-14. So right now we have them at the 3rd pick. I have got a couple games that we're going to talk about, obviously, and we'll have a final draft, or at least what I think is going to happen. But right now, again, that secures Cleveland a top 3 pick with the loss. Obviously, they're not winning this football game. The Ravens, again, will try to win. Lamar also is trying to make a MVP case for his 3rd. Again, there is, obviously Josh Allen, there's Joe Burrow, there's Saquon Barkley, there's Jared Goff, but it does feel honestly like it's a 2-man race between Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen. If that plays anything, I don't know. This is a nationally televised game on ESPN. I'm taking the Baltimore Ravens to beat the Cleveland Browns. Okay, that's not that crazy of a pick. They'll cover the 17.5. The game's in Baltimore. The Browns suck. Okay, sticking in the AFC North. We have got the Cincinnati Bengals taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers. So again, like I mentioned earlier, this game kind of, is affected by the last one. And in terms of, all right, Pittsburgh knows they're mathematically eliminated from winning the AFC North if the Ravens beat the Browns. But I think we already assume that's going to happen. Again, they're 17.5 point favorites for a reason. So, yeah, it's just the Steelers have been really cold though, right? They've lost 3 in a row. This is a team at one point this year was 10-3. They lose back-to-back games against the Eagles, Ravens, and Chiefs. And now are they going to lose to the Bengals? The answer is yes. Cincinnati's beating this team. The Bengals defense was a little better last week. A little better against the Broncos. And guys, the Broncos offense, honestly, not that bad. Bo Nix, he's a player, man. Bo Nix is a player. But you know what? Joe Burrow is, a top 5 quarterback in the NFL. He might be number 1. I think he's 2. I think he's 2 behind Josh Allen, I'll be honest with you. If I just had, if I got to pick any quarterback in the NFL, my top 5 are Josh Allen 1, Joe Burrow 2, Lamar Jackson 3, Jared Goff 4, Justin Herbert 5. Those are the first 5 guys I'm taking. After that, I don't know where we go. Maybe Mahomes. I don't know. Mahomes. But yeah, those are by far my top 5 guys, right? I think it's pretty undisputable, right? Whatever order you want to put them in, the top 5 guys are Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, Jared Goff, and Justin Herbert, I think. Baker Mayfield, I do like Baker a lot. Sam Darnold, I will give you Sam Darnold as well, but I just think, again, those 5 are on a different level than Darnold and Baker. Maybe I'm wrong. We'll see that in the playoffs, obviously, because all these guys are going to be in the playoffs, except for probably Joe Burrow. But, the Bengals need so much to go their way, right? So not only do the Bengals need to win a game on the road at Pittsburgh, a team that they played earlier this year, lost 44-38 to. I think the Bengals are going to be better in this game, though. I know they're on the road, but I think they'll be better. Their offense is playing with all the confidence in the world, obviously. And you know what? Their defense has played better football the last 2 weeks. Hell, even the Titans game, they're better. Yeah, kind of. They were much better in the Browns and Broncos games, though. I still they gave up 24 points and, give up that touchdown at the end, the Marvin Mims touchdown. But, it is what it is. I think the Bengals defense is playing better, and the Steelers offense has been horrible. It was really bad on Christmas against the Chiefs. They weren't really on in the Ravens game either, nor were they in the Eagles game. I think the Steelers are playing probably their worst football all year right now. And I wouldn't say it's all Russ's fault. Obviously, it's not. It's just they're not playing all that well. Now, what the Bengals need, and this is why they're probably not making the playoffs. They got part of it, obviously, last week with the Colts. We'll get to the Colts, man. Don't get me started. But with the Colts losing, obviously, to the New York Football Giants, the Bengals still need the Dolphins to lose to the Jets. That's a big one. And the hardest one, they need the Broncos to lose to the Chiefs, with the Chiefs playing all their backups. It's going to be a real rough stretch for the Bengals to get in. I don't think both Denver losing to Kansas City and Miami losing to the Jets happens. I'll be honest with you, especially, again, I expect Tua to play this week. So, yeah, I don't really see the Bengals getting in. If anything, I think the Dolphins have a decent chance of getting in. I don't know. We'll get to those games. But this is the Saturday night game. I will take the Bengals in the spot. Just the way the Bengals have been playing and the way the Steelers have been playing, Cincinnati does just feel like the better team. I don't care they're on the road. I'm taking one of the best players in football. I'm taking Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase to go on the road to Pittsburgh and win this football game. Let's go to the Sunday games. We start off in the meaningless football game that is the Tennessee Titans and the Houston Rockets. Now, it has actual meaning, and it actually does have some meaning for the draft order. Now, the Titans currently have the 2nd pick. Now, okay, if I'm mapping out these top 3 picks, Patriots, Titans, Browns, who goes 1, 2, 3? I think number 1 with the Patriots is Travis Hunter. Number 2 for the Titans is likely Cam Ward. Number 3 for the Cleveland Browns is likely Teratoa McMillan. And number 4 is likely Shedeur Sanders to the New York Football Giants. That's if I had to, if I had to map it all out, okay? I think the Titans cost themselves the pick, though. I think they do. I'm taking Tennessee to beat Houston. Why? They're going to play Will Levis this week, I think. I think they're going to. I think they're going to give him a shot. They cannot say, oh, let's give Mason Rudolph, the 30-year-old, another chance to win this football game and bench our second-round pick we've been trying to start. No, I think Will Levis is actually going to get a shot this week. The game's at home. Houston, D'Amico Ryans said they're going to play their guys. Guys, the Texans starters are playing no more than the first quarter. Okay, they're not playing no more than that. They have to play next week. They're going to have to play a really good team either in the Chargers or the Steelers next week. That's a tough game Houston has to play at home, especially after only putting up 2 points against the Ravens, obviously. Their offense didn't score against Baltimore on Christmas. It was horrible. So they're going to play their guys in the first quarter, maybe first half. That second half is not going to matter to the Texans. You know who this game's going to matter to, though? Will Levis. This is an open tryout for Will Levis to any team in the league, including the Titans, but really, Levis is going to show, hey, I'm a second-year guy. If they give him the opportunity, which they better, I'm a second-year guy. Give me a shot. Jets, Browns, Raiders, any of these teams, give me a shot. Or literally any other team just to be a backup next season and hopefully get a shot off the bench. This is what Will Levis is trying to do in this football game. As long as the Titans let him start. If Mason Rudolph starts, we're taking the Texans. I don't care. The pick has changed if Mason Rudolph plays, because that's blasphemy, which honestly makes sense, because if the Titans are trying to tank, if the Titans are trying to get the number 2 pick and lock up the number 2 pick, then yeah, they should start Mason Rudolph. So if they start Rudolph, you know what's happening. You know, it's like when the Jags benched Gardner Minshew for Jake Luton, and like, all right, well, we want Trevor Lawrence, so Minshew, go away. You can go to, where did he go next? It wasn't Indianapolis, it was, oh my God, who was Minshew's second team? Because it was Raiders, Colts, there's one in between. Eagles. Yeah, they say, hey, go to Philadelphia, man. We don't care for you no more. But I think the Texans lose this game to the Titans. It's in Nashville. Give me the Titans. And with this happening, the Titans now will fall. Oh man, they will fall from 2 to 8. The way I'm looking at things right now, they'll fall from 2 to 8. So then it would go New England, Cleveland, Giants, Jags, Panthers, Jets, Titans. We'll get to the rest in a minute. With the tiebreakers, I believe that's how that goes. So, I don't know. I think Will Levis, on his way out, gives a big, see you later to Tennessee and wins this football game. Give me the Titans at home against the Texans. Next up, we go to Atlanta, Georgia. We've got the Atlanta Falcons taking on the Carolina Panthers. Okay, I'm taking Atlanta to win, but I'm taking the Panthers to cover. Obviously, again, Atlanta needs a lot to go their way. Why? Because, guys, Tampa Bay losing to New Orleans at home in a game they're 13-point favorites in, and where Tampa plays great, and they just, at home, and they just smash these bad NFC South teams. Yeah, Atlanta needs a lot to go their way. They need to win the football game, which I don't think's a lock. I really don't think it is. Carolina's been playing better. I know Tampa beat them up pretty bad, but still, honestly, the game just got away from the Panthers, and the Panthers have been playing better ball throughout the course of the season. Obviously, 2 weeks ago, winning that game in overtime, the Chuba Hubbard walk-off touchdown against the Arizona Cardinals. Carolina's been better. I get it. They're dealing with injuries, right? They're without their 2 top backs now. Chuba's out for the year. Jonathan Brooks has obviously been out for the season now. But I do think they're able to keep this game close against the Falcons. I'm taking +8 Carolina. Guys, I know Atlanta looked good in the Washington game, but honestly, I don't think the Commanders are all that good. I just don't think they are. I'm cheering for Washington. I really am. I'm really glad that Washington football is back. Whether it be the Commanders, the football team, or the Redskins, I'm back. I'm glad Washington football is back. I'm happy for it. I really am. I don't know how good they are, though. I feel like they're the worst team in the NFC playoffs as long as the Falcons don't get in. So again, good for the Commanders being the Falcons. I didn't want to watch the Falcons in the playoffs anyway. I don't know how good Atlanta truly is, though. With Michael Penix, again, the sample size is they beat the Giants, and the Giants beat the Colts. Who cares? They beat the Giants at home, and they beat the Commanders on the road. That's all the sample size we have on the Atlanta Falcons this year. Carolina, I think they're able to keep this game close. I think Atlanta wins this game by a field goal. Riley Patterson is not a good kicker at all, I'll be honest. I know Younghoe Koo's been pulling everything this season and hooking everything, but Riley Patterson, I don't know how he has a job, I'll be honest. I'm not hating on the man. He's in the NFL, and I'm not, but my goodness, bro. How do you come up short on a 54-yarder in this day and age in the NFL? I don't know where the wind was pushing, but man, that was brutal. That was brutal. Bijan's great. Kyle Pitts finally had a big night. Drake London was good. But I think Carolina's able to keep this game close. I think Atlanta wins, but ultimately that's not what matters for the Falcons. They need the Bucs to lose to New Orleans. So with that being said, they need hell to freeze over at Raymond James Stadium. We'll get to that, but it's just not happening. And here it is. Guys, Tampa's not losing to the Saints. This is a blowout. Partially because Tampa's playing really good football right now. I know they lost to the Cowboys 2 weeks ago, but Tampa plays much better at home. They do. The other side of this equation, though, is, Guys, the Saints are just bad. Oh my God, New Orleans. Is New Orleans going to be able to score? I get it. Tampa's defense is bad. It is. But Spencer Rattler, I like the cock commander. Oh, if you edit that video, that's going to sound bad. But still, you know, Rattler's all right, you know, but it's just the rest of the team isn't good. Obviously, Olave's out, Shaheed's out, Taysom Hill's out, Kamara's out. Who's their Jamal Williams is their number 1 back? Is it Jamal Williams? Because it's not Kendrick Miller no more. Maybe it's Clyde Edwards-Helaire now? New Orleans is horrible. They're bad. You know, where are they going to be picking? Carolina, by the way, with their loss, they hold that number 5 spot now. New Orleans, they'll be 5-12. They'll be at 10 still. I'll come up with the final draft order as the video ends. But yeah, Tampa's going to destroy this team. The first time these two teams played this season, it was honestly Tampa kept New Orleans in it, and that was a game Derek Carr played. I was close in the first half. Baker made a lot of mistakes, but in the second half, they just rolled them. It was a 51-27 victory in the Superdome for Tampa Bay. They're going to kill the New Orleans Saints at Raymond James. It's not going to be a competitive football game. The Bucs know what's on the line. It's their 4th straight NFC South championship on the line. Guys, for Tampa Bay, think about this. When Jameis Winston was throwing 30 interceptions for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, if someone were to tell you in the next 5 years Tampa Bay is going to win a Super Bowl, sign Tom Brady would be a crazy part, so don't have that. But Tampa Bay was going to win a Super Bowl, go to the playoffs 5 straight years, and 4 of those at the back end are going to be NFC South championships, you'd be amazed. You just wouldn't know what to say. But wow, Tampa Bay, the Succaneers? Look at them. Guys, I don't want to completely make the comparison, but I'm going to, guys. Tampa Bay in the NFC South is going to start building a hold over this division, kind of like what the Patriots did. I'm not saying they're going to win Super Bowls like the Patriots, and I get the common denominator, at least of some sorts, is Tom Brady, but they're going to lock down this division every single year. This team's only going to get better. Baker Mayfield's only going to continue to play like the way he is, and Tampa's going to continue to put pieces around Baker Mayfield. Guys are going to want to play here. It's Florida. No state income tax. Tampa's going to continue to be good. They're going to continue to have a stranglehold over this division. Give me Tampa Bay to win at home against the New Orleans Saints, and they will cover the 13 points as well. Next up, we go to Gillette Stadium, New England, Foxborough, Massachusetts. We've got the Buffalo Bills and the New England Patriots. Give me the Bills. Because the Patriots, Gerard Mayo is going, in an attempt to save his job, is going to try to lose this football game. That's kind of what he does every week. But you know what? But now losing will save his job. Maybe. I don't know. They should get rid of him. I don't think Gerard Mayo is the greatest. But, Drake May, there's potential there. There's a lot of potential with Drake May. Now imagine if he's throwing the ball to Travis Hunter next season. I don't know. Now, is Teratoa McMillan a better NFL player potentially than Travis Hunter? Maybe. But they're not taking Teratoa McMillan with the number 1 pick. If they want Teratoa McMillan, they can trade down and then look at, what are they going to get for that first pick? A lot. The Raiders will bite and try to get Shedeur Sanders, right? Having number 1 pick, regardless if the Patriots are going to go Travis Hunter, if the Patriots are going to trade down for a team that wants Shedeur or Cam Ward, the Patriots need this first pick. They're not winning this football game. They will make sure they don't win this football game. Again, Gerard Mayo, if Gerard Mayo wins this game, he's getting fired. If he loses, okay, maybe we'll keep him around for another year with the number 1 pick. If they lose, Gerard Mayo will say, hey, I'll play Travis Hunter on defense and on offense. We'll give it a shot. We've got nothing to lose in New England. We're horrible anyway. We'll let Travis go both ways. Oh crap, he doesn't get his number 12. He's got to wear 2 now, but still, we'll let him go both ways. I believe this was the one spot though Travis Hunter openly said I don't know about playing here. It was because of the jersey number, in all fairness, because he wants to wear 12, and obviously he's not wearing 12 of the Patriots because of Brady. But still, I think probably gonna have to go here. Maybe they trade down, but give me Buffalo. Guys, the Bills, they have nothing to play for, but you know what they do have to play for? Josh Allen's MVP. Guys, Sean McDermott strikes me as the type of guy, and he definitely is. We're playing for Josh Allen's MVP. This is what we're doing. We're getting Josh Allen 5 touchdowns against the New England Patriots. It's not like he's gonna get hurt this game, knock on wood. They'll beat up on the Patriots. I get why the line is where it's at, but I think they actually will play Josh Allen quite a lot, because I think Lamar is gonna have a big night against the Browns. They're gonna say, you know what, gotta get him some yards. Josh Allen hasn't had a huge day since the Lions game. Let's let him go crazy against the Patriots. Give me Buffalo to dominate. They'll win the football game, and they'll cover the 2.5 points as well. Next up, we go to the Indianapolis Colts. Guys, everything Pat McAfee has said about this team is completely correct. I don't have a single issue about what Pat McAfee said about the Indianapolis Colts. I don't. I don't know. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing for Indianapolis. It is. Something needs to change. I don't know what, but like this team they've been on heartbreak every single year the last 4 years. It's bad. They've missed the playoffs in the worst possible fashion. Now last year, oh my goodness, what was it? Goodson dropped the pass from Minshew to win the AFC South against the Texans. Oh man. Imagine that if they beat. They would have got the Browns in the first round. I would have gone to that game. I forgot about that. I would have watched Joe Flacco in the playoffs. Ah, damn it. The Colts, man, just ruining everything. Now, what they ruined last week was my parlay. Whatever. They're the only team, by the way, not to win last week who were favorites. The Indianapolis Colts. Oh, man, the Indianapolis Colts. They'll beat the Jaguars, though, because Joe Flacco's going to play. And what Will Levis's game for the Titans is, this is Joe Flacco's game for the Colts. The CBS broadcast said last week, Joe Flacco has no plans of retiring. He's fine being a backup somewhere else next year. He's not going to be in Indianapolis next year. So Joe Flacco's going to throw the hell out that pigskin. He's going to dominate this football game against the Jacksonville Jaguars. A Jaguars team that, again, Mac Jones, a quarterback. I know Mac didn't play a bad game last week. They beat the Titans. They lost the AFC South Tank Bowl. By the way, why did the Jaguars do that little, they had the thing, you probably saw it on the Jumbotron, Jumbotron before the game. They had, I guess, just, they played a graphic. I guess it was a video game, but still they have the Jacksonville Jaguars mascot boxing a video game version, obviously, of Will Levis. And Will Levis won. Just, how do you let this happen? Tony Khan, man. How do we let this happen? I don't know. Give me the Colts so that'd beat the Jaguars. I don't know what the hell Travis Etienne's fantasy value is going to be next season. As someone who had Travis Etienne in fantasy this year, I'm disappointed. I did trade for him. I saw him had a bad couple weeks early in the year. I was like, you know what? Let me trade Pollard for him. It didn't go my way. That really helped me in the semifinals, my fantasy round, my playoff round, where I started him and who else did I start? I started Alexander Madison. I think I did. Oh my goodness. It's horrible. Chris Godwin's injury screwed me. It did. And Jalen Hurts got hurt. That's what killed me this year. The one bright spot though for the Jags, Brian Thomas is great. 1,250 yards, probably the minimum this year. He's at 1,179. He's been really good this year. He'll continue to be really good for years to come. I don't think AR is playing this week. It's weird what's going on with Richardson. I don't think he's playing. If he couldn't play last week in an elimination game, he's not playing this week in a meaningless game. They're going to play Joe Flacco. They might play Sam Ellinger, honestly, but I'll take the Colts if Flacco plays. This just feels like a game where Flacco randomly has 400 yards. I don't know. And this is going to be a big game. It's like a statement game for the Colts. Oh, see, look at you. They'll go on their podcast. Oh, look at you, McAfee. We beat the Jaguars finally. Could have used the Carson Wentz year. Okay. Next, Dallas Cowboys, Washington Commanders. It is actually a somewhat meaningful game for the Commanders. I think they'll play their guys. I think they'll beat the Cowboys. The Cowboys have been a little bit better. I know they didn't play well in Philadelphia, obviously, but that's the Eagles. Oh, that was a loud firework. Wow. There's a lot more coming, by the way, in 4 minutes. It is New Year. It is the New Year's, so I'm going to celebrate my New Year's with you guys. It's going to be fun. The Commanders are 11-5, obviously going back to the postseason, which is great for Washington football. Hell, they're going back to RFK in 8 years. It's going to be great. They're on a 4-game winning streak. The Titans win, the Saints win, the Eagles win, the Falcons win. Washington's playing good football. For Dallas, they did get stomped last week against the Philadelphia Eagles. They had that really random game where they played well against Tampa Bay, but I don't think they performed that well here against Washington. I think the Commanders win this one fairly easily. Minus 225, minus 4.5. Washington does have something to play for. If they win this game, they're the 6th seed, not the 7. That's a big difference because I don't think Washington especially wants to play the Eagles on the road. I think they, obviously, again, in Washington, they just beat them. I don't think they want to go to Philly and play the Eagles. I'll be completely honest with you guys. I don't think they want to go to Philly and play that team. I think in Washington, though, obviously that's not going to happen this year, but instead, they'll get Tampa, which they did lose to earlier in the season. They lost by, 17 of the Bucks week 1. I think they'd much rather play Tampa than Philadelphia, I'll be honest with you. So, I don't know. I think Washington will try to win. I think they won't win, obviously. I'm taking the Washington Commanders to beat the Dallas Cowboys. Now, we're going to interrupt this next prediction. We're going to talk about it some, and then we will, we'll do our New Year's celebration because that's in 90 seconds. But for the time being, the New York Football Giants take on the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm taking the New York Football Giants to screw their draft pick. It's game doesn't matter for the Eagles. Jalen Hurts is not going to come back from injury this week. So it's going to be, I don't know if Kenny Pickett's healthy. It'll be Tanner McKee. Shout out to Tanner McKee. Threw his first touchdown pass, and A.J. Brown said, you know what? Football is throwing the crowd. It's going to be Tanner McKee, the second-year man out of Stanford, starting for Philadelphia, which is cool because I watched him play at Stanford. Saw him play Caleb Williams in USC at some point. Watched Stanford a lot that season. They were bad. But still, he was good. I think the Giants screwed themselves out their pick, though. I think they do. They screwed themselves a lot last week, but now they're going to not be... Right now we have them at 3 because the Titans' victory. We have them dropping more now. They are going to win this football game. Then they will drop... Oh, my goodness. They will drop to... I'll go slide up. I think they'll drop to 9? Oh. They'll drop to 9. Now you can't get your franchise guy. That's brutal. That was a loud firework, man. Oh, God. There's a dog in this house. Oh no. I've never been with this dog on New Year's. Oh goodness, he might go crazy. I think he's sleeping. I don't know. I'm not gonna bring the camera over there, but you hear him. I'm not gonna take care of that issue. Oh guys, okay, anyways, screw this prediction. Guys, look. Hold on. Oh crap. Oh, we've got 8 seconds. It's almost New Year's, guys. Look at this. Oh, 3, 2, 1. Happy New Year. Yeah. All right. It is January 1st, 2025. I swear I'm not faking this. It is, oh God. It is New Year's. Okay, come on. Really, phone? Okay. I swear this. Yep, it's New Year's, guys. Wow. Oh, man. Happy New Year's. So we're gonna take a quick break. If you want to skip this, probably just skip like 4 minutes. Wow, man. I didn't have a speech prepared. I really didn't. What a hell of a ride this year. Yeah, I see all the fires going crazy. This is wow. I mean, this is a lot different than I experienced my last couple New Year's. But this is great. This is great. This is something I'm gonna show my wife and kids someday. Like, look at me here in 2025. I'm sitting here and in front of a computer screen talking to the world, which I love doing, by the way. But it's just this is the dedication to the craft. I could be out right now. I could be going hey. But you know what? I'm locked in. We're locked in on the Philadelphia Eagles and the New York Football Giants with Drew Lock and Tanner McKee going at it on a Sunday in Week 18. This is how much this means to me. All right, so guys, this time next year, if I don't have a female in my life again, this time next year, there's gonna be a problem. I'll record this video next year and we'll play this back. We'll play this back. Okay. Let's. Yeah, one hell of a year, man. One hell of a year. I'm just. That's something. Hey, live reaction though to New Year's. So I know it's like 5 o'clock for you guys when you're watching this, or probably later. Hell, you could be watching this on January 4th. I look like an idiot right now, but you know what? Hey, we got some real stuff going on, man. Real stuff. Again. This is I will show my wife and children this someday. Look at me grinding it at midnight on New Year's. Nope, no champagne for me. I'm talking about Tanner McKee and Drew Lock. So yeah, I better have a girl again next year. If I don't, it's gonna be bad. It's real bad. Better have a wife. So yeah, give me Drew Lock and the Giants. Hear me out, guys. Hear me out. Guys, Drew Lock looked like prime Dan Marino last week against the Indianapolis Colts. And I get it. It's the Colts. But the Colts are playing for something the Giants weren't. So the Giants, again, randomly decided to have the best game that they've ever played this season. And I think they're going to do it again. I don't know about the best game of the year, but I think they're going to beat Philadelphia, an Eagles team that is not playing this football game. Now, a big question mark around this game is Saquon Barkley going to play? He's like, 108 yards away from Eric Dickerson's record? I think they're going to try. I think Sirianni's going to try, but at the same time, I think that's literally all they're going to do. They're not going to try to win this game, so they'll run the ball on 3rd and 10. If they have to, they'll run the ball on 3rd and 10. They're going to give Saquon the first half, see where he's at, and then evaluate from there. If you can pop a big run, boom, give it to him. We'll record. I don't know. I think, again, they'll really just look at this at halftime, see where he's at. If he's like 20 yards away at half, they'll let him go. If he's like 60, they'll just say, all right, screw the record. We got to play next week. That's a loud firework. I'm going to take the New York Football Giants, though, to win this game. I'm taking Drew Lock to screw themselves out, another pick. So, yeah, they will drop to like 9. Oh, man. They're going to have to trade up if they want a franchise guy. If not, get ready to learn Drew Aller next season or Arch Manning. Because it will be Will Levis here in New York next season for the Giants. Sign me up. Next up, we go to the NFC North. We've got the Green Bay Packers taking on the Chicago Bears. Are the Packers not who we thought they were? Like, honestly, are the Packers not who we thought they were? I don't know. That loss last week in Minnesota, man, it was bad. I know they came back at the end, kind of like the first game they played against Minnesota, but honestly, are the Packers not that good? I think that's a question that's going to be asked. Because let's just think about what the Packers have done this season, and let's compare the teams they've beat compared to the teams that they've lost to. Okay, so the teams they lost to, Brazil week 1 against the Eagles, good team. Vikings, good team twice. Lions twice, good team. And that's it. But think about it. Who have they beat, though? They beat the Rams without Puka and Kupp. They beat the Texans, but the Texans are bad. They beat the Niners, who are injured and not that good. They beat the Dolphins in the cold, but Tua can't play up there, up in the north when it's cold. And they beat the Seahawks on the road, but, that's probably their best win on Sunday Night Football. I don't know how good Green Bay really is. Honestly. They're probably the 7th seed in the playoffs as long as the Commanders go to Dallas and win. So that means they're going to have to play the Eagles again. I don't think they beat Philadelphia. Just as it stands right now, I don't think they beat the Eagles. Hurts should be back. He definitely will be back. I'm taking Chicago +9. I'm taking Green Bay to win. I really don't know how this team. I think Green Bay is a good team. I just don't think they match up all that well with any of the teams in the postseason. Hell, they've lost to 3 of them already. Right? They didn't play Tampa Bay in the regular season. They didn't play Washington. And they beat Los Angeles, sure, but they beat an injured Rams team. I don't know. They beat an injured Rams team without their 2 best receivers. And their other losses are the other teams in the playoffs. Eagles, Vikings, Lions. Again, they're a good team. I'm not going to deny that. I just don't think they match up all that well with the other squads in the postseason in the NFC. Ultimately, again, whatever matchup they get in the first round, whether it be Philadelphia, Tampa, or Los Angeles, I think they're a tough matchup. I think their best matchup is definitely the Rams, but I don't know. I'm going to take the Bears to cover here. I'm taking the Packers to win because, guys, the Bears don't win football games. This is not what they do. They've lost 10 in a row now. They still have not won since the Hail Mary in Landover, obviously, Jaden Daniels and Noah Brown. They still have not won since that game. I told you guys that team was going to fall apart. Did I not say that? I said it. I came on here, the Arizona Cardinals, Chicago Bears game. We said the Cardinals were going to smash them. And what did I say? I said that the Chicago Bears are going to completely fall apart. And what happened? What happened? They fell apart. They're not going to win this game. Regardless of who plays for the Packers, I think they will play their guys somewhat. But ultimately, the game doesn't matter too much for them because they're in regardless. They still can't protect Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams is playing well. Caleb Williams is playing good football. They still can't protect him against, again, NFL linemen that the Green Bay Packers have. Give me Chicago to lose. Green Bay will get it. But I think, again, the Packers can't advance anywhere, can't get a higher seed because the Commanders will win at the same time. So, pick-wise, this puts the Bears 4-13. They're not going to have a higher pick than the Giants. They're going to stay at 9, I think. Yes, because they're not going to jump higher than the Titans. Yeah, they'll still be at 9. Yeah, the Bears will have the 9th pick. Unless anything changes. We're going to get down, but I don't think any of these teams are going to win. Yeah, Chicago's kind of locked in at 9 as long as they lose. So, 9th pick for the Bears, it is what it is. They've lost 10 in a row, make it 11. Give me the Green Bay Packers. Next up, we go to Los Angeles, California. We've got, these fireworks loud. We've got the Los Angeles Rams taking on the Seattle Seahawks. I'm taking the Seahawks, and I don't think it's a tough pick at all. I wouldn't bet it, obviously. Don't, because, this is meaningless. There are games to bet on this week, by the way. I love bet. Okay, the games I'd bet on this week, personally that I probably will bet on. I'm betting on the Bengals. I'm probably going to bet on Carolina to cover 8. I'll probably like parlay Washington and Tampa alt line -6.5. There's a couple games that we still haven't got to yet that I'm definitely, the Lions, obviously, you know who I'm picking in that game. But yeah, and then there's some other games. I'm gonna emphasize some of these games down the stretch that I really like. This is one I wouldn't bet on, but I do feel pretty good about the Seahawks winning this game. The Rams aren't playing anybody. So if you remember last year, the Rams were in the playoffs, right? They got in. They had, the 6th seed? They were locked into the 3-6 matchup with the Detroit Lions because the NFL rigged the football game between the Lions and the Cowboys on Monday Night Football, so they get the Rams and the Lions instead because they didn't want the Lions getting the 2 seed and having to play the Packers because that's not ratings. What Rams, Cowboys, and Lions, Packers isn't ratings. We want Stafford versus Goff, obviously. And then, they got what they wanted. Good for the NFL. I'm still mad the NFL cost me that game. That was horrible. It's horrible. Dan Skipper and Taylor Decker is just, oh man. Anyways, we're just, we're having a lot of thoughts coming up here on New Year's Day. We're in 2025 now, by the way, guys. It's big stuff. We're taking the Seahawks. To beat the Rams. The Rams aren't playing anybody. So again, if you remember last year, they had that number 6 seed locked up. They went to San Francisco. They played the Niners. They lost that game ultimately. Puka played just to get his record. Then he, hopped on out of there. Carson Wentz started at quarterback. They were playing guys like Demarcus Robinson. They were playing, I think Tyler Johnson was still on the team then. They weren't trying to actively win that football game. And that's ultimately what they're going to do this year. McVay's already said his starters aren't going. So we are going to see whoever gets to start between Jimmy Garoppolo and Stetson Bennett. I don't know which one's going to be. I think it'll be Garoppolo. Maybe we'll see Blake Corum, I think. Maybe we'll see Tutu Atwell, Jordan Whittington, Tyler Johnson, Xavier Smith at receiver. We're probably going to see Davis Allen and Hunter Long at tight end, probably no Parkinson or Higbee. No one's playing this game for the Rams. The Seahawks will play. I mean, they have nothing to play for, but obviously Seattle's going to give it a go. Geno's still going to go, and the Seahawks should win this football game. They're going to go to Los Angeles and win, and this, ultimately, again, I don't think McVay cares because they already have the NFC West locked up, but this is going to, send the Rams down to the 4 seed and force them to play the loser of the Lions-Vikings game. I don't think they care. I think Tampa cares a lot because then the Bucs rather play the Commanders and the Vikings and the Lions. But because Sean McVay doesn't care. He wants, again, Stafford to get a week off. Puka and Kupp have had injuries all year long. They're not going to play. The defense and the O-line have been injured all year long as well. It makes sense. But ultimately, again, yes, you will have to take on that whoever the 14-win team who doesn't win the NFC North between the Minnesota Vikings and the Detroit Lions. It's a tough out, but they're going to have to play one of those squads. I'm taking Seattle to go to Los Angeles and win. It doesn't mean the Rams don't care. They don't care about this game. I think Seattle wins this game by a couple touchdowns. All right, guys, betting on Jimmy Garoppolo or Stetson Bennett in the big 2025. Now, this is my favorite pick of the week. I don't understand this line. I don't get it. The Miami Dolphins are not losing to the New York Jets. The Chiefs-Broncos game is at the same time, guys. It's not like, that game's before, and what happens here? No, the Dolphins are trying to win. The Jets can't score points. So, and the Dolphins defense has actually been pretty good recently. So, the Jets are just gonna be crap. Okay, they're just gonna be crap. I'm reading a report that the Jets just signed their 5th kicker this year to start. It's a franchise record for a single season. That's great. It's Greg Joseph, who's absolutely horrible, who sold my spread early this year in that Giants-Bengals game on Sunday Night Football. So great. Greg Joseph gets another job in the NFL. Like, who's a kicker that deserves a job right now that doesn't have one? I'm trying to think. Actually, I can't think of one that, really deserves a job. Because Matt Wright has a job now for the Titans. Regardless. Spencer Schrader. Spencer Schrader's his name? The Chiefs guy. Oh, he's on IR. I think they kept him. I think he's their backup plan just in case Butker goes down again. They're like, all right, Schrader, he's healthy now. Bring him back in. I think he's still the Chiefs. Let's look this up. Spencer Schrader still the Chiefs? I think that was his name, right? I had him in fantasy for a couple weeks. And then I picked up, Matthew Wright. I think he's still the Chiefs, right? Yes, they've just put Schrader on the IR. So, yeah, no team can claim him. Anyways, guys, the Jets won't be able to score. On top of that, okay, Aaron Rodgers is out the door. Devontae Adams out the door. They aren't going to play these guys in the second half, I don't think. I think there's a very good chance Rodgers doesn't play past the second quarter in this football game. They say, you know what, Tyrod Taylor, come in. We're done with you, Rodgers. Get out. Go to Vegas. Go to New York for the Giants. Go to the Browns. We're done with you. Go to the Titans. That's where everyone's career ends. Randy Moss, Julio Jones, like they just washed. Off to Tennessee you go. Yeah, why is this line the way it is? I get it. Tua potentially might not play, but even then, like, okay, guys, might be a hot take. I think Tyler Huntley's Dolphins still beat the Jets. I don't care the game's in the Meadowlands. Who cares? Jets can't beat anybody. Are they going to beat the Dolphins? No. They're not beating Miami. First time these two teams played this season, the Dolphins beat them in overtime. Okay. That's when the Jets still kind of cared. They don't care. Guys, them walking out to Gangster's Paradise in Orchard Park and then losing 40-9 is 40-12 or whatever they lost by. You knew that was Rodgers' idea too. And I like Aaron Rodgers, but you knew that was Rodgers' idea. That was bad, man. And they got the beatbox, I think that's what it's called. And just they're walking out to over in the Gangster's Paradise. And then Josh Allen kills this team in Buffalo. The Jets just suck. They are 4-12, and they're just bad. I don't know. Give me the Dolphins. The Jets, that means their pick, they'll be 5 now, the 5th pick. They can't win this game. No. Give me the Dolphins. I swear, I'm not like under the influence or anything like while making this video. I'm just having a fun time on New Year's Eve. I just am. Legitimately, this is fun to me. Give me the Miami Dolphins over the New York Jets. Okay. I swear, guys, I have friends. I'm not joking. I'm actually not like a loser outside of YouTube. Trust me. Like legitimately, I'm not. Okay. All right. I'm actually. Anyways, give me the Dolphins. Give me the Dolphins to beat the Jets. I don't understand the line. This is the game I love. I love this game this week. I like the Dolphins a lot to beat the Jets. I really do. What? New York's gonna randomly play well this week? Rodgers is gonna all of a sudden, turn back into his prime? Like these guys are gonna care again? Hell no. Give me the Dolphins. Give me the Dolphins. This is probably the second biggest game of the week. Okay, someone's going crazy with the fireworks. The Denver Broncos taking on the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm taking Denver to win, but I really think Kansas City covers here. I think they do. I think Carson Wentz, who randomly popped off last year in Week 18 for the Rams, is going to randomly pop off this week for the Chiefs. I don't think they win because Denver is going to be literally trying everything possible to win this football game. They are going to be diving deep into their bag to not let us get a fun team in the postseason. I'm talking about the Dolphins or the Bengals. Damn you, Denver Broncos. No, I'm going to stop hating on the Broncos. You know what? I respect Bo Nix. Bo Nix is a good football player. I hate it. I was hating on Bo Nix so much to start this year. I can't hate anymore. I respect Bo Nix, man. He's a good football player. He's not the rookie of the year because that's Jaden Daniels, but no, Bo Nix he's doing everything he can. I respect the guy. He's a good football player. He's gonna be a good football player in this league for a long time. He's going to. All right, he's the franchise guy in Denver, even though he's like literally the same age as Zach Wilson, and Zach Wilson never got a fair shot. Zach Wilson deserves a starting job next year. He does. I like the Broncos quarterback room. I do. I like Stidham a lot. I like Bo Nix, kind of. I like Zach Wilson a lot. I think they beat the Chiefs. I know they've lost back-to-back weeks, but guys, Kansas City's not going to be playing a single soul. Even though they have 2 weeks off now, because they're gonna, they have the bye and they're not gonna play their guys this week. Mahomes, I don't even know if Mahomes is gonna be there. He's gonna be with his wife. She's having a kid, another one, I think. I think that's what's happening. They're probably not gonna play Pacheco because he's been dealing with the injuries. This game, I think none of the receivers are gonna play other than probably Hollywood. They'll probably let Hollywood play just because again he needs to keep playing to ramp up more. Yeah, I don't know. Kansas City's just going to try to get healthy this game. They're not going to play their guys. It's going to be, let's see if Carson Wentz can pull one out here. I think he'll make it close, but Denver is not losing this football game. Their defense is great, obviously, and Bo Nix and the offense is really figuring it out with that rotation of backs, McLaughlin, Estime, Javonte Williams. With the receiving core, Marvin Mims is really broken out for this football team. He's kind of what I thought Vele was going to be. Marvin Mims has been everything for this passing offense recently. Cortland Sutton obviously is their best receiver too, but yeah, I think the Broncos win this football game. I'd be very surprised if they didn't. I know against the boring pick because we want to see Joe Burrow, we want to see the Dolphins. I get it, but you know what? I'm thinking to myself, do we really want the Dolphins in? How many times have we seen the Dolphins play the Bills in the playoffs or anyone in the first round just lose? I'm serious. When's the last time the Dolphins won a playoff game? Genuinely, what? Actually, when did the Dolphins win playoff? Dolphins playoff history. All right, top of my head. I'm not gonna look right now. Top of my head. Okay. They lost to the Chiefs last year. The year before, there was the Skylar Thompson year, I think, right? Was that 2 years ago? They lost to the Bills. I think that was the first time Tua was in the playoffs, right? Yeah, they were in the playoffs before that. Then we go back to 2018 was the year that Matt Moore started at quarterback. They lost in Pittsburgh. And before that, it's 2009, 2008, the year Brady got hurt. So it was was Chad Pennington starting that year? I think it was Chad Pennington. I don't think they won a playoff game that year, right? They were the 2 seed. They lost to the Ravens in the divisional. I think the Dolphins haven't won a playoff game since 2000. God, my guess is maybe I'm probably forgetting one. I definitely have to be. Okay, I'm probably definitely forgetting a Dolphins playoff one. But my guess is legitimately 2002. Last time they won a playoff game. I'm definitely forgetting one. Let's see. It's 2000. I was close. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Okay. No. Okay. Wild card. They lost in 08. But no, I got that down to a T. I swear I didn't look this up. 2023, Chiefs. 2022, Skylar Thompson loses the Bills. 2016, lost with Matt Moore, I believe I think that was their starting quarterback in Pittsburgh. 2008, they lose. I think it was the Ravens in the wild card round. This year Brady was injured, I think. Yes, it was the Ravens. I thought that was the divisional. I thought they got the bye, but no, they lost to the Ravens. That was the year. That was the Steelers Super Bowl year. That was Ravens Steelers in the AFC Championship game. 2001. I thought it was 2002. I thought they won the division the year Brady was hurt. Or sorry, the year the Patriots just weren't that good. I think that was the Jets. I think it was. Last time they won a playoff game was 2000. They won in the wild card round against the Indianapolis Colts in overtime. Wow. That's the Miami Dolphins. But do we really want to see them, man? Honestly. So honestly, it's Broncos or bust. Or sorry, Bengals or bust. Yeah, we're gonna bust. That's not what I meant to say, guys. Not what I meant to say. Not what I meant to say. Well, it is, but not. Okay. We're gonna bust with the Denver Broncos. They're minus 700 favorites for a reason. Give me Denver. Okay. AFC West game, who cares? Chargers, Raiders. The Raiders have been playing better football. I will give them that. They've been playing much better football recently. But the Chargers are not losing this game. The Chargers actually have something to play for, especially if the Steelers lose. If the Steelers lose and the 5 spot is wide open for Los Angeles, why does that matter? The Texans are horrible. They just are. The Texans aren't good. So this game will really matter for the Chargers. If the Steelers win, though, against the Bengals, I don't think this game matters no more because they can't fall lower because they beat the Broncos, so they can't fall to 7. So actually, okay, this game will actually kind of hinge on that Steelers-Bengals game. We think the Bengals are going to win. So that means this game doesn't really matter, I think, for the Chargers. Sorry, no, this game does matter for the Chargers. I'm taking the Chargers then to beat the Raiders. The Raiders have been playing better. Antonio Pierce's job is on the line. They're still going to fire him regardless. But back-to-back wins were bad teams, but still back-to-back wins over the Jaguars and the Saints. They've ruined their draft pick. They are currently, 8. They'll probably jump to 6 because we think the Titans and the Giants are going to win. So, yeah. No, they're not going to jump ahead of the Titans. They're going to be 7. I'll go through the entire draft order in a minute. Give me Los Angeles in this game. I think they win this football game. They are on the road here against the Raiders. I think they get it done. Justin Herbert's been playing really good football. Again, yes, the question mark is, do they play their guys? I think they will. I think this game will actually matter. So just think about it in the sense of the line is what it is because of the Bengals-Steelers game, so I'd stay away personally. But let's just assume this game matters for the Chargers. Harbaugh sees, if we win this game, we get to play the Texans on the road instead of the Ravens? Guys, if you're the Chargers, do you want to play the Texans or the Ravens right now? You want to play the Texans. I think they get it done. The Chargers win. They beat the Raiders. Just think about this game the way I'm seeing it right now. This is the Chargers and the Raiders in a full-strength game. Both these teams are trying to win. Who wins? It's the Chargers and not Desmond Ridder. Or no, Aiden O'Connell's back. Not Aiden O'Connell and the Las Vegas Raiders. Give me the Chargers to pick up the win on the road. Okay, on to our next game. It is the final afternoon game here. It's the Arizona Cardinals and the San Francisco 49ers. Yeah, game doesn't matter. Let's just be honest. Game does not matter. I'm taking Arizona. Yes, the 49ers played probably their best game all season last week. I'm not joking. It was the best I've seen San Francisco all year. They really, and I get it, again, the Lions defense is really bad right now, and we're going to get to them in a minute. But they played well, man. They really did. Now, quickly, I'm going to talk about my fantasy league. Now, I wasn't in the finals, obviously. But the final game came down to the best team all year was winning by, I think, 30-something points, right? And, yeah, going into Monday Night Football, one of the teams only had Brock Purdy. And he loses by 0.8 points. And, of course, Purdy got hurt. Purdy had a big night. I didn't think it was going to happen. And then, Purdy gets injured, and Josh Dobbs runs in for the touchdown. They score at the end of the game. So Purdy's injury won one of our guys in our league, obviously the money and everything. It was a crazy finish. I'm not going to lie. It was a crazy finish. I thought it was over, too. Up by 30 against Brock Purdy, 35 against Brock Purdy. Okay, Purdy's been horrible all year. No. It was crazy. Okay, the Niners are going to run out of gas, though, this week. That's what's going to happen. Fred Warner gave their big pregame speech, like, oh, Dan Campbell said they're coming to the West Coast. They're going to beat us. They're bringing everything to the West Coast. They ain't going to beat crap. I don't want to, you know what I mean. They're not going to beat us. No chance in hell they beating us. The Niners put everything left in their season. That was their Super Bowl to beat the Lions. That's what it was. That was their Super Bowl. And they beat a Lions team who, yes, they were trying to win, but ultimately that game didn't matter to the Lions. They lost, okay? The Niners lose. Now they got to play the Cardinals on a backup quarterback, okay? This is the argument, and, okay, this game's going on right now, and I'm going to look really stupid or really dumb by saying this. This is my argument about Georgia and Notre Dame, okay? We want to hate on Carson Beck, say he's horrible and everything, but watch how that team goes from here to here when Gunnar Stockton comes in. The same thing's about to be said about Brock Purdy and Josh Dobbs. I like Josh Dobbs. I love the pastronaut. But that's where this quarterback play, that's where this team goes. It's just like how I think Georgia is with Carson Beck and Gunnar Stockton in an actual football game against the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. I think Notre Dame slaps them. That game's going on right now. I hope I'm right because I have probably a lot of money on that game. I know for a fact I'm going to put a lot of money in that game. Guys, Arizona State against the spread. Hopefully that hit. Oregon money line. Notre Dame money line. We'll see how we do. Yeah, this game doesn't matter. Give me the Cardinals. They're at home. Niners are checked out. This isn't like anything crazy for the draft order. Kyler's going to kind of try to prove why he's half competent and why he's the guy for Arizona. They've already paid him, so he's definitely the guy. Yeah, give me the Cardinals. Give me Arizona to win at home against the Niners. The Niners are checked out now, I think. Again, everything left in their season they put into beating the Lions, and they couldn't do it. So now give me Arizona to get it done at home against the Niners. Now, here's the game that we've all been waiting for. The final game of the season, game at 256, I believe. The Detroit Lions taking on the Minnesota Vikings. Give me the Detroit Lions in a shootout. It's the unfortunate way the Lions are going to have to win games right now, and is it sustainable? I don't know. If it's going to be sustainable for anybody, it's going to be the Lions. And yes, this game is so massive for the Lions because they need this extra week off to recover from those injuries. There's not a doubt in my mind that they won't go to Los Angeles next week and beat the Rams if they have to. They will beat the Rams next week on the road. A Rams team that's been really struggling, which they've been kind of limping into the postseason. They've been winning, but they haven't been great. But it's crucial for the Lions to get this football game. And this is the season right here. And again, I think looking at it right now, I think these two teams are going to meet up in the divisional round. I think they're going to play again. Just the way I'm looking at things here. Okay, Lions win this game, so it's Eagles versus Packers. Right now, I'd take the Eagles. Bucks, Commanders, I'd take the Bucks. Vikings, Rams, I'd take the Vikings. Boom, you get Tampa, Philly. You get Vikings, Lions. You do it again. If you want to see the Vikings win this football game, it's the same exact thing. Then the game would just be in Minnesota. I think these teams are playing again in the divisional round. But this game is for who gets that game at home. The game's in Detroit. I don't see the Lions losing. I really don't see them losing this game at home. I think they get it done. Yes, again, it feels like a lot of their victories are going to have to come via the shootout. I get that. The over-under for this game is 56.5. I'd take the over. The Vikings defense right now does feel better than the Lions, but the Lions offense is still very elite. The way they're able to pound the ball, the way Jared Goff plays, again, top quarterback in the NFL, Jared Goff. Guy's not getting the credit he deserves. 4,400 yards, will likely finish around 4,700 this season, maybe 40 touchdowns. I mean, come on. He's not even really talked about in the MVP race. This guy is one of the best players in the NFL. I'm not saying he's the MVP. He's top 5, though. Undoubtedly, he's top 5. Again, if I had to rank the MVP candidates this year, I'm going Allen, Lamar. I get Lamar's stats are better, but we're giving it to Allen. Allen, Lamar, Burrow. If Saquon breaks the record, Saquon. If not, Goff, Saquon. There. That's my top 5. 6, Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield 6. No, Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold definitely 6. Baker 7. But give me the Lions in this football game. I get it. The Vikings are good. Sam Darnold's been playing great football. But guys, Sam Darnold's going to go back into Sam Darnold this football game. Okay, I don't know if he's going to be, New York Jets Sam Darnold, because Darnold's much better, and I give Darnold all the credit in the world. I love what Sam Darnold's doing this season. I'm legitimately, I'm happy for Darnold. I am. I'm glad he's not just a washout, obviously. But I don't think Darnold has a crazy game this week. I think the Lions win this football game in a shootout, similar to how they beat the 49ers on Monday Night Football, is because they force a turnover and they get a pick. I don't think Jared Goff turns the ball over this football game. I think Sam Darnold will. And again, the game's in Detroit. That's going to make all the difference. Guys, Jared Goff's just, again, I think that's seriously what this game comes down to. Both these teams can run the ball, obviously. They can both throw it really effectively. The Lions run the ball a lot better than the Vikings do. The Vikings defense is good. The Lions defense, But I think really where we see the gap is with Jared Goff's quarterback play. I don't think Goff makes a mistake. I think Donald makes a mistake first. I think it's a high-scoring game. I think the Lions put up 40, maybe the Vikings in the high 30s. But I think Detroit wins, and I think they cover as well. Again, at the worst, and they win by a field goal. If not, we cover that line as well. If you want to buy a half a point, take it at -2.5, I think kind of has to cover that. I feel like if the Lions are winning, they're going to cover that line, obviously. Give me Detroit. This game matters, man. It's crazy. A team with 14 losses is going to have to go on the road next week, is how it is. I think both these teams beat the Rams. If Tampa ends up in the 4, that's a whole other scenario. If it's somehow Atlanta, both these teams kill Atlanta. But if it's Tampa in the 4, going to Raymond James. Guys, if it's Tampa, Minnesota, I will be thinking about taking the Bucks because we're probably going to get plus money. I don't know. I think dude, Tampa might get really good odds in the playoffs. Tampa might be plus money in their first game. Ooh, they were plus money last year against the Eagles. Oh, man. Baker, man. Give me the Lions. Give them the Lions to beat the Vikings. They're at home. They're the better team. Yes, the defense has been struggling, but seriously, the Lions might score in every single possession in this game. They might. Can the Vikings keep up? They're capable, but I do think Darnold makes the mistake first. Again, seriously, this game comes down to Goff versus Darnold. I'm taking Goff. I'm taking the elite quarterback. Sure, Darnold's good, but he's not elite like Goff is. He's not top 5 future Hall of Famer like Jared Goff is. And yes, we are talking about Jared Goff in that light because that's what he deserves. He's that good. Give me Jared Goff and the Detroit Lions to beat the Minnesota Vikings, claim the #1 seed on Sunday Night Football in the final regular season game here of 2024/2025. Now, real quick, before we get into the outro, the way I see the draft going now, with all these predictions being made, I'll break down the top 10 I think the top 10 picks will be, all right? #1, the New England Patriots. #2, the Cleveland Browns. #3 would then be the Jacksonville Jaguars at 3. And I'll do a little mock for the top 5. I put the Jaguars at 3. That would put Carolina at 4. Jets at 5. Titans at 6. Raiders at 7. Giants at 8. Bears at 9. Saints at 10. I think I got that right. So the way I see the top 5, Patriots, Travis Hunter, if they don't trade down. Then we go Browns, Teratoa McMillan, I think. I think it'll be 2 receivers right off the bat. I think. Ooh, yeah. We'll go Hunter, Patriots, McMillan, Browns. Then we've got Jacksonville in the 3. Probably Abdul Carter, I think. They go Abdul Carter, I think. I could be wrong there, but I'd go Abdul Carter from Penn State. 4, Carolina. Ooh. Okay, I'll be honest. This is where the Raiders trade up. The Raiders would trade up and get 4. They take Shedeur Sanders. #5, then that's who? Oh, no. Oh, wait. Yes. They would do that because then the Jets would be 5 and the Titans would be 6. I don't know who the hell the New York Jets would take. I don't think they'd take Cam Ward. I think the Titans would take Cam Ward, but regardless, Jets then, no, honestly, they could go Cam Ward. They should go Cam Ward. If the Jets get a chance to take Cam Ward, they should absolutely take him. Screwing out the Titans, and meaning Aaron Rodgers is heading down to Nashville next season. So, folks, thank y'all for watching our NFL predictions throughout the entire year. I want to thank y'all for the support all year long in the NFL predictions. Again, we'll be back next week for the wild card round, obviously, and all the way to the Super Bowl. But, folks, thank y'all for watching. Make sure to hit that subscribe button down below for more. Make sure to leave a like if you did enjoy the video. Make sure to comment if you do disagree with any of the picks. Folks, thank y'all for watching, and Mamba forever.